So we built an AI agent that was helping cut down a process that is at least half a day long down to 15 minutes. But then people stopped trusting it. Let me tell you why and how we fixed it. So our AI agent Charlie specializes in creating price quotes for trade show booths. So it's very specific and there's a lot of methods and instructions involved, and a lot of calculations to figure out the price of a booth for a specific trade show. Typically, for example, let's say, how do you calculate the transportation cost of a booth that is made in one workshop in city A to city B, where the actual convention and professional trade show is happening? Well, there's a lot of different variables and calculations happening for this. And every agency that we work with, every customer that we have, has a bit of a different approach for this. So what we had initially with Charlie version 1 is that it was reading the instructions on how to calculate those prices and assigning this price in the price quotes that the user was able to see, the kind of shared artifact that the user and the AI was working on. But then they saw the price that was calculated, and it was kind of like a trust me bro moment. It wasn't really clear how this price was calculated. So either the user was just trusting the AI, saying, okay, well, I'm going to trust that you made the right call, knowing also models, generally large language models, are not really good at calculations and computations, or it was going to be asking the AI, like, how did you come up with this calculation? But it wasn't super, first of all, it wasn't super easy because let's say you had 15 line items, the user would have to ask this question 50 times, which is just not, manageable. So what we did for Charlie V2 to increase this transparency was that we defined a specific structure for a calculator. And so now Charlie knows about the different calculators and the different methods of calculations that exist in the instructions and the intellectual property or methods of that workspace of the agency that is using it. And it's able to just read the inputs and provide the inputs. So typically, for example, in the case of the transportation cost, you're going to have to figure out the different inputs, which might be the different cities, might be the different types of furniture that are being made. Let's say you have like a furniture that is really long, it might not fit in a specific truck, so you're going to have a different truck. So that will also influence the cost. Well, now Charlie just reads those inputs, provides the inputs, and then is able to get the output of that calculation. It's not actually the AI doing the calculations, the AI is just providing the inputs, which is great because it also reduces the risk of having models just hallucinating math errors and math issues. And then it's able to assign that calculator run into the price quotes. So when the user looks at the unit price for that specific line item, they can see, oh, this is how the calculation was done. And then the user can modify the calculation, modify the inputs as they want. And so this transparency is a great gain because the user is able to actually trust what the AI actually used to calculate that price. All that to say, when you're building an AI agent or when you're trying to make your team adopt an AI agent, you have to have transparency and you have to have your users trust what the AI is going to be providing. Otherwise, they're not going to be using it.